How you doing? I had a very specific question asked of me this weekend, and I thought I'd make a short video, but not a short video about this very specific question. And that specific question is, hey, I'm coming into Guayaquil. Do you know a good hotel in Guayaquil? Now, the funny thing is I got this question from two different people, and I made two different recommendations. And the reason is that one of those people was going to stay and basically experience Guayaquil. They wanted to go to the Malecon. They wanted to go and see the park with all the oh shoot, what are they? Iguanas. They want to go see Iguana Park. They want to go see all this stuff. So for them, I made the recommendation that if you're looking for a hotel, and both of these people said safety is my biggest worry, and I'm like, okay, I get that. And it's one of the reasons I didn't recommend an Airbnb to this person who's going to explore Guayaquil. I didn't recommend an Airbnb because you cannot be 100% sure that what is described on your Airbnb as secure is your level of secure. The Hilton Colon in Guayaquil, I can say, is at the level of secure that most people would consider secure. And I can tell you that of the, I'd say 10 times I've stayed there, two different times, we were there at the same time as the president of Ecuador, okay? And the only reason I know that is because usually there's only a couple of armed guards out front, maybe three. These times there was 10, and they were very unsure of letting a taxi get that close to the hotel. It's very interesting. But it is a beautiful hotel. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is very high end for the price that you're going to pay. I mean, I'm saying that if you are someone who is used to Europe or the United States or Canada, these are good prices. So the Hilton Cologne in Guayaquil averages about $100 to $130 a night in 2025, like right now. They have a very nice pool. They have a pool bar, and they have good food. They have really good food. They've got a couple of different restaurants. Some of them are very expensive, very luxurious. There's a steakhouse in the Cologne that I would love to recommend. It was so good the first time we went. It was so good. And the bill was high, and I didn't care. That's how good it was. The second time we went, for some reason, they closed down the main dining room. They put us into a secondary dining room, and it wasn't so good. And the bill was higher, and I wasn't very happy. But it is what it is. That happens to me often here. You know, you can't get a consistency that you'd really like to have, and especially like in the U.S. If you went to a business that couldn't consistently give you the same thing over and over again, you'd be done with it, because we're just like trained in the U.S. to be like, it's all about the consistency, you know. Anyway, great food. Even their cafe, which is the least expensive option for food inside of the Cologne, it can be very expensive. They have an absolutely awesome brunch there, and it's very expensive. And it's sort of worth it if you eat a lot. If you don't eat a lot, it's probably not worth it. But everything's delicious. Like, I never had anything from there that I'd say, ew, not so good. But that's if you're going to stay in Guayaquil and look around and want to be there for a few days and get a feel for Guayaquil, that's where I think you should stay, if you can afford it. If you can't, I will do a cheaper video, but I mean $100 to $129 a night. If you're coming from the U.S., that's a motel, right? That's how much a motel in the U.S. costs. And like I said, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's luxury. It really is. Now, the second person that asked me for where they should stay, they were flying into Guayaquil in the middle of the night. So I think they were landing at like 11 or midnight. and they said, I just want some place to sleep because you said I shouldn't travel at night. I did say that, and I still agree with it. Before I go to, where were they going? They were going to Salinas, which is on a peninsula. And it is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Guayaquil. So I said, don't travel at night. They're getting in at night. Where can we stay? I absolutely 100% say Holiday Inn, Guayaquil Airport. Now, all the people from the United States right now are looking at me with a weird eyebrow thing. Like, what? You have never been to a more beautiful Holiday Inn in your life, I'm guessing. Unless you were around when Holiday Inn first opened, when they were like, super cool. But the Holiday Inn at the Guayaquil Airport is awesome because it's connected to the Guayaquil Airport. They have their own entrance in and out. It is very secure. They also have beautiful rooms. They have everything is new. It's very nice. In the food, I had a brunch there. It was delicious. It was absolutely excellent, and it is more than marginally cheaper than the Hilton. The Hilton's food, like I said, very expensive, very expensive. Even like U.S. prices expensive, and more so. But the Holiday Inn is great. I mean, if you are just like, I'm just staying overnight at the airport and I'm going to fly right out, or something like that. We have done that several times where we have stayed at that Holiday Inn so that we could then fly out very early, or we stayed at that Holiday Inn because we got in very, very late. And that is the best. It is the best place to go for that kind of position. But those are my two. I mean, I don't know a huge amount about Guayaquil, but I do know through personal experience that depending on if you're going to stay there for a while, stick with the Cologne. You're right downtown, and it's really awesome. You can do a lot of walking around. You can pick taxis up very quickly. They will get you a nice, secure taxi. They don't screw around. But I believe the Holiday Inn will do that too. We've never had to get a special taxi because we'd already had a driver and a car coming. We do that for security. We always know who we're riding with whenever possible. So we don't just call a cab company. We have a list of secured guys that we call all the time. So, okay. Anyway, that's what I got. And also, the Holiday Inn is between $100 and $130 a night, just like the Hilton. The Hilton has, I would say, slightly better rooms, and they've got a really nice pool area. But anyway, talk to you later.